All right, so first thing up today, okay, there's not a video there yet, but if you go to October 9th starter, I want to walk you through this. I'm going to walk you through this question. Okay, bottom line is you read each question carefully, right, and choose the best answer. This is the way we're starting out class every day now. We'll see if I stick with it. I'm just going to evaluate, look at the data, figure out if I like this as a way to start instead of the other way, or if there's another way I'd prefer starting class. Okay, I'm going to go to student view. But everybody should be on that question, please. And again, I restructured the class so I have like subheadings for some of these, so that way we're not looking at entire like 80 assignments at a time. It's chunked up now. Okay, so it's chunked up into Latin America vocabulary, geography, culture, history, and then economics and governments. Okay, through the Venezuela case study. Now, again, October 9th starter. Go ahead and click take the quiz. Now here's what I want you to do. Real simple question. Read these statements. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I want you to choose which statements are true. Okay, which statements represent the situation in Venezuela based on prior knowledge and previous lessons. Okay, so go ahead and do that and hit submit. And this is an actual grade. Okay, this is an actual grade. So you got to keep that in mind. Okay. All right, I'll continue to work on the starter, please. I want everybody to move on together. So if you do not finish by the time that I need to move on, I still need you with me for the next part of the lesson. That means you got to go back and finish it. Okay, because I don't want you spending 30 minutes on the starter that you miss the entire lesson or even the beginning of the next part of our lesson and then you're behind. Okay, and just trying to catch up. Any questions about the starter, you can put it in the chat. I like these questions. It really tests your knowledge of what you know and don't know. Okay, it gives me a really good idea of where you stand in the class, if you're doing your work, if you're present, if you're engaged. And again, you got to pick all the ones that are true. All right, let's move on. That was a good amount of time. So here we go. Next up, I'm gonna submit it, get my 0. All right, next. Okay, objective today, and that'll be part of your ticket out the door. I can describe the life of a Venezuelan citizen is just like yesterday, and everything there is exactly the same as yesterday. The synchronous work is the October 9th starter, which we just did. Then we're going to begin page 31, Venezuelan point of view. You'll probably be able to even finish that before we close out class today. Then October 9th, ticket out the door, okay? And then your asynchronous time is to complete page 31 if you've not done so. Now let's look at the point of view, okay? So again, I put the directions in here as well. Everybody, let's go to page 31 in your digital notebook, please. Page 31 in your digital notebook. Should be titled Venezuelan Point of View. I mean, obviously it's after page 30, but they look identical. They look very similar. They look very similar. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to go to my page 31 as well. We can take a look at it. All right, I'm working on your quarterly review guide. I'm going to try and distribute that before the end of the day. So you have a little bit extra time to work on it. So here's page 31. The questions are different. Make sure, right? You got 30, which should have been done yesterday. You have to do these bottom two, which there were questions on the starter that related directly to that information, actually all three articles. I tried to have that content based on those three sources, those three topics, okay, in the starter. So it really tells me if you were engaged, if you did what you were supposed to. 31, okay, we have three different areas here. One's the value of the boulevard, which is the currency. Okay, so there they're going to be talking about inflation, hyperinflation. Then we have just what kind of like daily life is like, and then what it's like to be a mother. They focus and do a video kind of, and they follow this mother and her journey and her story. That's a little bit longer, but it's really compelling. I mean, it's really deep. It's really hard. So, to watch, but it really helps you. It really helps you understand what's going on in Venezuela. So I want you to pick 2 out of 3 to complete. Pick 2 out of 3, please. Okay, pick 2 out of 3. Yeah, you can go ahead and start. I'm gonna highlight some of them. One of them, I really love the source and the way that things are communicated. If you're already done with this, then I recommend you work on an extra credit extension or work on prior assignments that are incomplete because today's the last day. Okay, make sure everything is perfect and send me an email each time you finish an assignment so I have that in my inbox to check. Okay, so one thing though I really like here, I'll go over some of these sources and then I'll get to the one that I really like. It's really creative the way that they've done it. Okay, so this is more data driven. Okay, all right, so you get an idea. It's super short, but all about hyperinflation, inflation. So it'll help you understand how much the money you have is valued, what you can get with that in Venezuela. Next one, what life is like. I think this is the one. Okay, it's gonna open up with this screen, and you may think, oh my goodness, this doesn't even relate. Like, how does this even, what does it have to do with it? It says South China Morning Post, but if you just scroll down, all right, that's where the article is. Talking about a day in the life. And this is going through the journey of an actual citizen. This is really cool. So you just scroll down, okay, graphics, start the day, commuting, taking money out of the bank. This gives each of these scenarios and situations from a first person point of view. What it's like to get groceries, how you get home, what ends up happening, at night, okay, or in the evening. So I just like the way that this is all communicated. Okay, I like the graphics, the way that it's done. I feel like it's really ideal nowadays, especially for y'all as well, just with its creativity and its design.
Venezuela's economy is, by all accounts, failing. Decades of frivolous public spending, coupled with plummeting demand.
So there you go. There's a 3.5-minute video also focusing on just kind of like the life, what it's really like in Venezuela. And then lastly is the 0 hour kind of brief, not brief, but a documentary. It's really good, kind of a study on Venezuela through the eyes of a young mother in Venezuela. So I want to review the expectations. 3 sentences minimum as your response. You are not writing anything in these boxes. You're not putting anything in the text box, the video box, or the interview question box. You are only writing in this column all the way in the far right side. And you are choosing 2 out of the 3, and you're writing 3 sentences minimum on from a Venezuelan citizen's point of view. Okay, if you've not done 30, after you do 31, go back and do 30. Okay, but I have some sentence starters. They are optional. You don't have to use them, but that can just get you started. I don't want you to focus so much on kind of right and wrong here that you feel like your writing has to be perfect. What I want you to do is just write the way you feel based on this situation, and imagine that you are a Venezuelan citizen. Okay, and you can show a little emotion in it. Again, my example from page 30. Okay, if you look at my first response about the situation, I'm just like, the current situation is terrible. I can't stand the current government. They've stolen control through a rigged election. We demand a free and fair election immediately. So I'm almost like a opposition leader saying, hey, we need change here. This is not good enough. Okay, so you can kind of get angry a little bit if that's the perspective or point of view that you're writing. Um, any specific questions? Please put them in the chat, y'all. Please put any questions in the chat. Okay. All right. All right. So everybody go to the ticket out the door. Okay, and then you have the rest of the time to work on on page 31. Go ticket out the door, please. Everybody needs to do this right now. Okay. No sharing answers. I see you. All right. That's good though. All right, so 2 questions, real simple, real simple. Okay, 2 questions, real simple. Go ahead and answer them now for the ticket out the door. I need everybody to do this. This is a grade. This is a grade. This should be almost a freebie, just about a freebie. First question is, what was today's objective? You can even go back and look at the summary page if you want. Okay, please get it right. Second question, choose all the statements that represent the life of a Venezuelan citizen. Just choose the ones that apply. All right. After you've done that and you've submitted it, you can go. If you have any questions, you can stay on. I'll be here to help out. Okay, if you finish everything from 31, make sure 30 is done, and then you should be all right. Okay, make sure you're completing any missing or late work and send me an email, please, because today is the last day. Today is the last day.